A champion pushes to the point of exhaustion when nobody else is looking. It's not about who you are, it's about who you can become. I am Meg Wilson, and I am ready for the new season.
And welcome everybody to the West Gym here at Simon Fraser University in beautiful Burnaby, British Columbia. Exciting day for Simon Fraser Clan women's basketball. Our first broadcast of women's hoops here on Clan TV. So happy you could be with us this afternoon. There's a great crowd in the gym, and we'll let you know a bit about that promotion in a bit. I'm Howard Samura, your play-by-play announcer, soon to be joined by our analyst Zahid Vali-Hassam as well. Our producer Gabe Lynn twirling the knobs and getting us on the air today for another exciting season of Simon Fraser Clan women's basketball. Today the Clan, a 6-1 record, riding a 6-game win streak, and they will be playing the Cal Poly Broncos. Cal Poly Pomona Broncos today, team boasting a 2-2 record here. These two teams set to play the first of 2 games as well. The matinee start in effect as well tomorrow, Saturday, and you can watch that game as well with Steve Frost and Zahid Vali-Hassam right here on Clan TV. A lot to talk about as we get set to preview this basketball game. Paramount, I think, to look at for this Clan team, the amount of freshmen making a great impact for head coach Bruce Langford in this game, and just handed the starting lineups for today's game, and 2 freshmen will be starting, and they've had a great showing thus far in the Clan's 6-1 streak. They're going to be Tia Sang, the guard out of Richmond, 5'9", a freshman as well. Ozzy Nabuko of Riverside Secondary in Port Coquitlam, bringing her game to Burnaby Mountain at 5'11", has really shown a lot of those great traits at high school, the tenacious play, the great rebounding, and the just total all-out effort. So great to see those 2 young players joining a veteran and talented Clan group in the starting lineup. And we'll let you know that Ellen Kett obviously starting at the point guard spot. The senior out of Melbourne has been incredible, based on the play she brought last year coming into this season, carrying it on. Ellen Kett, the on-floor leader for this Clan basketball team. Also in the starting lineup, great to welcome back Meg Wilson, the redshirt senior at 6'1" out of London, Ontario, A.B. Lucas, and back in the lineup here for the Simon Fraser Clan. And you look at all the accolades for Simon Fraser being picked second in the GNAC preseason poll. So much of it based on the fact that Meg Wilson is back in the lineup, ready to provide that power in the paint for Simon Fraser University. And the other player as well, now a junior, and it feels like it's gone by so quickly for Rachel Fradley, really coming into her own at 6'2", the junior out of London, Ontario, St. Thomas Aquinas High School. So those are going to be your starters. We'll mention so many names in this deep and talented Clan basketball team as we continue to move here through the pregame show. Simon Fraser on the floor right now in their blue pregame tops as well. Cal Poly Pomona wearing the green. And we're down to about 4 minutes here before the start of the opening tip. As I mentioned, my analyst Zahid Vali-Hassam will join us at some stage here. Before we get going, we'll take a look at what Simon Fraser did in their last game, and that was a victory. Their 6th straight, as we mentioned off the top, 76-51 over the Academy of Art University. So a big win there for Bruce Langford's team as they came back with back-to-back victories. To look at some of the numbers to break down for you, it was 4 players in double-figure scoring, a really balanced attack led by the rookie, Ozzy Nabuko. And Ozzy going 6 of 7 from the field in that game, 15 points, 3 rebounds, and assist in 23 minutes, a pretty effective performance for the former Riverside Rapids standout Nabuko. Also breaking doubles in that game, and co-scoring leader in the game is Ellen Kett, 4 of 10 from the field, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, making all 4 for free throws. But Kett getting 7 rebounds and 7 assists in that game as well. So a tidy 34-minute performance there for Ellen Kett in the win over Academy of Art. The other double-figure scorers in that game, Taylor Jackson really starting to come into her own now. The transfer from Division I basketball out of Brookswood Secondary in Langley. And Taylor Jackson, a great performance. He just walks by and waves here at our minor official scoring table courtside here at the West Gym. Taylor, 5 of 7 from the field. 12 points, 4 rebounds in 20 minutes of play. So Taylor Jackson, a nice game there against the Academy of Art. As well, 10 points for Tia Sang, the guard out of Richmond. And you're going to be hearing a lot about Tia, who brings a great amount of energy, physicality, and skill to this Clan lineup. And Tia finishing with 10 points and 5 assists against just 1 turnover. She also had a couple of steals. The big thing here, she logged 30 minutes as a pure freshman in a victory for the Simon Fraser clan. So Bruce Langford had talked about this lineup being his most talented recruiting class since he has gotten to Simon Fraser. And you might think it's just coach speak, but when you get to the games that matter, he's got rookies starting in a lineup of a team that has won 6 straight heading into this game today against Cal Poly Pomona. About 2 minutes away from the opening tip here. And I believe we're going to get set for the anthems and the pregame festivities as we get set for the start. We'll let you know on Clan TV. Gabe Lynn, our producer engineer, has got us set up for interviews before. We'll check that. Interviews we're going to endeavor to get a Clan basketball player at halftime, and we'll be talking to assistant coach Jessica Wallace of the Clan coming out of that halftime break. So give you a bit of the flavor down on the court. About a minute and a half left on the pregame clock. So Cal Poly Pomona, they are the Broncos, and they've been playing some GNAC competition in their preseason, the California-based team. SFU's only loss this year, and we'll reference this throughout the season, throughout the game. It was a 84-77 loss to Cal Baptist, the number 1 ranked team in Division II women's basketball. And I think really set the tone for what this Clan team can be all about this year. Our officials for the game today, Eric Iffen, Rusty Vineyard, and Gilda Moore will be the officials here for this contest. And we are getting some handy-dandy tape being brought out by the officials, adding some markings to the floor here right in front of us at our broadcast location here at the West Gym. Can mention as well, great promotion here by Simon Fraser Athletics. The Tri-Cities area, 5 elementary schools, Kanaka Creek, Castle Park, Coquitlam River, Davy Jones, and Glenwood. They are going to fill the stands here at Simon Fraser, a noontime start, and we're expecting a sellout here at SFU's West Gym. So a great way to welcome in Clan TV's first basketball production of the season. So we're down to about 20 seconds here. We'll leave you for the anthems and the player introductions, and we'll be back with more in just a couple of minutes following the anthems and the player introductions.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's game between the visiting Cal Poly Pomona Broncos and your Simon Fraser University Clan. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we ask at this time you please rise for the playing of the American National Anthem. For the Canadian National Anthem.
Hey!
Thank you, Tegan. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for tonight's starting lineup for the Cal Poly Pomona Broncos. Starting at guard, number 13, Jackie Ricketson. Starting at guard, number 21, Erin Hagen. Starting at guard, number 24, Marshanique Hall. Starting at forward, number 31, Alyssa Benton. And starting at forward, number 34, Priscilla Brooks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time, the starting lineup for your SFU clan. From Richmond, BC, starting at guard, number 1, Tia Sang.
And welcome back, everybody, to the West Gym here at Simon Fraser University, set for another season of SFU women's basketball here on Clan TV. I'm joined by our analyst, Sahid Valley Hassam. Simon Fraser University just getting introduced on the floor here. Ellen Kent, number 5, Tia Sang, number 1. And also coming out on the floor now, number 11, Rachel Fradgley. And Z, it's an exciting team this year. They have won 6 straight games. They're 6-1, and they've got 2 rookies starting in their lineup. I mean, what can you say about this Clan team?
Howard, I'm so excited about this, and it's the first time we're getting to see them here at the West Gym on campus. It's nice after 7 road games. They come back home, believe it or not. But that's what you get in this conference. You got to play those West Region games, and a lot of teams, either don't want to come up here, have trouble coming up here, and obviously we see that in Cal Poly Pomona coming up here for two games, which you don't really see too often in this league. But it's nice to see them here, and I'm really excited about seeing them play, and especially the new players. Like, we haven't seen how they they're new, the fine nuances of their game, and we get to see them in action here.
We're gonna indeed, as Z says, get to learn about these new Clan players. We've seen them throughout their high school careers, and they were brilliant. But to see them now on the NCAA D2 level here, as they come out onto the floor, we should also mention Meg Wilson, a part of that starting group as well. The group for Cal Poly Pomona, the Broncos, it's going to be number 13, Jackie Ricketson. Number 21 is Erin Hagen. Marshanique Hall wearing number 24, Alyssa Benton, 31. And Priscilla Brooks, number 34, all for head coach Danelle Bishop and associate head coach Kevin Adams, the program associate Jada Blackwell, as we get set now for the opening tip for Cal Poly. Priscilla Brooks set the jump against the freshman Nabucco, and she has a clear vertical, and she's going to win the opening tip, but into the hands of the Broncos and right to the basket, drawing the foul and getting the first points here early in this game. It's going to be, number 24, Marshanique Hall.
It's a tough way to start the game. Right off the tip, you get a break to the basket and pick up the end one. It's probably not the way they drew this tip off.
Well, Marshanique really moved quickly on that ball and was able to get it. She makes it a 3-0 game here. But you saw Nabucco and that clear vertical advantage she has. She is a leaper, and you're going to see that on number 32.
Yeah, listed at 5'11" on the roster, but you know that she can really get up with the bigs on the team.
Sang's great entry doesn't work, but following up on the play is Wilson. And Meg's going to drop down a short little jumper there, pulling it to a 3-2 game here. Cal Poly in the paint, underneath, looking solid defensively. Sang, and Tia does a great job defensively getting back underneath the basket to deny Cal Poly. And she's got the ball already back up top to Wilson. Ellen Kett now. The early stages of the first Clan TV basketball game of the year. Tia Sang shot off the back iron and into the arms. It's Marshanique Hall, number 24 now, to number 21, Erin Hagen. Hagen's cross-court pass. Thought about the jumper there. Ricketson, she's going to dish underneath, and they're going to find a way to score the basketball underneath with number 31, Alyssa Benton. So 5-2 for Cal Poly.
Pomona really attacking the basket down low. They're getting the ball in the post, having some effectiveness down there.
Well, Simon Fraser as well, getting their chances underneath. Meg Wilson's basket was a follow-on off an offensive rebound. This time, Simon Fraser very easily able to get the ball inside, but unable to score it with Fradgley underneath. So they'll give it a full 30 on the shot clock as Ket sets to inbound the ball. Sophie Swant, number 21, has come into the game to give and go with Ket on the outside of the perimeter. Ellen drives and dishes to Sang. Pass intended for Fradgley is going to get taken away, and really effective play there inside by Priscilla Brooks, number 34.
Yeah, both teams, a little scrappy to start this contest off.
Well, Ricketson, nice pass underneath there to Benton, and she misses a gimme underneath. They'll keep it at a one-possession game here. Tia Sang wearing number 1 to Swant, now to Ket, who drives, finds a lane and wants to dish, and they're going to get called for the block underneath, I believe. So Aaron Hagan with the foul for Cal Poly. We mentioned the Broncos coming into this game 2-2 on the season. Clan 6-1, riding a 6-game win streak. Sang up top. Swant with a 3-ball. Won't draw any iron, and Nabucco battling underneath. Unable to come up with it as the Broncos get the ball in the hands of their point guard, Ricketson. That is Brooks, number 34. Nice handle on the ball, and Brooks goes right to the basket and scores. Did a good job there driving past Nabucco.
Yeah, and I'm really impressed with the athleticism of the Broncos. They seem very confident with the ball, and most of the girls will be able to put the ball on the floor from any spot, regardless of what position they're from.
Ellen Ket, though, is going to drop the 3-ball there. And a big shot the Clan needed. 7-5 now the score. Ket, the incredible percentage, as Z remembers and we remember so well last year, one of the best percentages in all of D2 basketball.
Yeah, she had a phenomenal year from behind the line, and we hope to see great things from her here this season.
Well, Ket is the leader of this basketball team. Did such a great job in a tough year for the Clan last year. Driving, and a great job there by Fradgley to disrupt the play of Marshanique Hall. Ket wants to go the full 94, and she's going to draw the foul underneath. Looks like it's going to be Brooks. Number 34. And Ellen Ket from Melbourne, Australia will go to the free throw line. Some subset to come into the game. 3 of them for the Broncos, including one of their top rebounders, Chelsea Waddy-Blow, Jordan Kimbrough as well, and number 1, Jordan Shane. So big changes here for head coach Danelle Bishop. Should also mention Taylor Jackson out of Brookswood, the transfer, is now in the game for Simon Fraser. And boy, a player of that level isn't even a starter on this team. A 6'3" sophomore is Taylor Jackson.
Yeah, and it's our first time that we'll get to see her step onto the floor here.
I'm just getting used to how it looks.
I know.
So here are the Broncos now in the half court. They've got a 7-5 lead here in the early stages of the opening quarter of play. Going to get called for the travel. As she pivoted, Marshanique Hall is going to turn it over. So Simon Fraser now. Nabucco quickly inbounding to Ket. So Swant and Jackson have come into the game since we started here for head coach Bruce Langford.
Yeah, and it's interesting that that Swant came in early to replace Meg Wilson. I think with the size up front from the Broncos, that Bruce would want a little bit more size in the post to match up, but maybe feels that a little bit more athleticism and maybe stretch the floor a little bit with the perimeter play of Swant might help them out.
Great point. See, we're going to see how this rotation works, but bingo! Tia Sang with a big 3-ball. We're going to say 2, check that. And I'll curb the enthusiasm a bit there. Tia Sang, though, a foot on the line there. It's a 2-pointer. It ties this game at 7. And now see how the Clan wants to dig down defensively. Entry there by number 33 was Jordan Kimbrough. Sang will check out of the game. To see the freshman come in and knock down the tray is impressive, Z. You don't see freshmen. They can hit threes in high school, but it's a different matter at this level. And boy, you saw Tia just knock one down.
Yeah, and I looked at some of the stats from the games earlier this season, and you can tell that she's playing with some confidence, and Bruce has given her that green light.
Unheralded coming out of Richmond, her team didn't make the provincials. But boy, I'll tell you, has looked very, very impressive. Meg Wilson, we mentioned, number 15, back into the game for Tia. So that front court group will be Jackson, Nabucco, and Meg Wilson with Swant as well. Ellen Ket remains out there as well.
Yeah, still waiting for Nabucco to get a hand on the ball. I don't think she's had a touch here except from tying up for a jump ball, but I'd like to see her make a move, get a rebound, or maybe block a shot.
The athletic and leaping ability is something else, and her last game in high school on the winter side of the bracket at the BC tournament was absolutely phenomenal. Broncos in the half court here. Quick entry down low, and they are winning battles underneath. Nabucco, though, is going to get a loose ball. Taylor Drinnan, the freshman out of Gonzaga Prep, and we know a great Utah Jazz point guard who went to Gonzaga Prep. Cat to Wilson, cutting Meg off the window, can't get the touch to go. And Cal Poly quickly down the floor. Tied at 7 here, 5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter of play. Howard Samura, Zahid Vali Hashem here from a sold-out West Gym at top of Burnaby Mountain Simon Fraser Clan women's basketball. Physical move underneath on the turnaround there by number 32. That's Chelsea Waddy-Blow, and she's going to get called for the offensive foul.
I believe that might be her third personal foul here in the first quarter.
And that is big, Z, because Chelsea Waddy-Blow and Priscilla Brooks, I believe it is, their two leading rebounders have been huge for them. Chelsea Waddy-Blow averaging 7.3 rebounds a game, a 6'1 junior, and Priscilla Brooks 9.8 rebounds at 5'10. And, we look at this Cal Poly team on a timeout here. They are not the biggest team you're going to see in the world, but they've got some stature and strength in their frames underneath. And their rebounding margin, I was looking at it, it's almost 12 plus 12 a game, so they are boarding well.
And I can see that. They're big up front, maybe not vertically, but I can see that they're very athletic in the post. They're big, and they're get to go to battle with any of them in the league. And you can tell, from what we've seen here, that their ability to rebound the ball, it's 6'5" on the boards right now, but they're very physical in the post, and you can see why they have that edge.
Well, we'll see what happens in terms of the foul situations there with Cal Poly. And our exact foul count, Z, on Chelsea, is it 2 fouls?
I believe it's 2, yeah. For some reason, you have 3 on the stat sheet.
She's got 2, okay. So as far as that front court goes for the Broncos, Jordan Kimbrough, number 33, Priscilla Brooks, number 34, and Alyssa Benton as well, number 31 on the floor right now. Meg Wilson, as we mentioned back in the game, she's going to find Ellen Kett at the perimeter. Kett's going to put up the triple, and it's going to fall for Ellen Kett. So 2 threes in the early going. This one is going to put the Clan on top. 10-7, their first lead of the game here. Cal Poly, the entry pass stolen by Taylor Jackson. And Simon Fraser right back down the floor. Ball reversal for Drinnan. She'll look for Wilson. Here's Kett again. Reversing the ball to Wilson for 3, and Meg not missing by much, but off the iron. The rebound picked up there by Kimbrough. Brooks back to Noonan. Ten to 7, the last 2 Clan baskets are 3-pointers, and it's catapulted them into the lead here.
Yeah, and Kett with 2 for 2 from 3-point land, and obviously feeling comfortable in her home gym. She's thrown up a lot of threes at practice, I'm sure, in this gym, so probably feels a little bit more comfortable at home taking that shot.
And Ellen refreshed after that. SFU toured to Australia. She got to return to her homeland with her teammates in the summer, and a great opportunity there for the rest of the Clan team to see Ellen Kett's home country as the ball is stolen away there and comes back down the floor for the girls in green from Cal Poly Pomona. Not to be mistaken with the Cal Poly Mustangs. Pomona drives inside. Left-hander is going to fall there for Kimbrough. So Jordan Kimbrough with a nice basket pulls her team to within 1.
Yeah, back and forth affair here, and neither team being able to pull away from each other. We've got a few changes in this game now.
Well, we hope you're enjoying our broadcast on Clan TV. Our thanks again, as always, to our producer, Gabe Lynn. New camera angles in the gym. We hope you notice the changes in Clan TV this year. We're going to have all the men's and women's games available once the GNAC season starts. Here's a steal by Ricketson, but it's stolen right back by Drinnan. And here's Taylor, the freshman. Gets entry down low. Jackson right to the basket, and Taylor with 2 points for the Clan. So 12-9 now the score. They're going to get the answer right back, though, and I believe that was Priscilla Brooks.
And once again, you see that with that post-entry pass, they just lob it over the defender and right into the post hands for the easy layup. And we've seen that look a few times now here in this contest.
Well, you're right. They execute it well, Z, and they are strong down low. It's going to be something we'll watch, how the Clan decides to try and defend that as this game goes, but a turnover.
That's the fourth turnover for the Clan compared to 5 for the Broncos. So 9 combined turnovers in 8 minutes of play here at the West Gym.
Well, we got some preseason time to get the bugs out of the way before SFU heads to Alaska for its GNAC openers. Ricketson back on top to Kimbrough. They'll go to Benton, number 31. Down low again, that post entry, and it's too easy for Priscilla Brooks underneath.
She's having a good start here, 3 for 3 for 6 points is Brooks here early in this game.
Got to take the touches away. Simon Fraser defensively needs to make that adjustment. Here's Fragile. Will work it across the court to Wilson. Meg will reverse the ball. Jumper for Taylor from inside the arc, swirls in and out. Taylor gets the rebound back, though, and finds Wilson. Fragile now, posting, great cut to the basket there by Wilson. As she goes to the ground, the whistle blows, and it will be a foul. Jordan Kimbrough getting called for the foul there.
And a nice move by Wilson to get to the basket there and trying to kind of play, play the kind of game that Cal Poly's playing in post entry to Meg down low. And she's someone who can take that jump shot from range, but there we saw her go to the basket and get fouled on the way.
Yeah, I love the hard cut and the decisive move to the basket. So you're right, and boy, did we miss that last year with Meg Wilson getting hurt so early in the season for the Simon Fraser Clan team. They soldiered on without her, but the whole time we're watching them, we're going, wow, if Meg was there, And here she is back, number 15 for Simon Fraser. Made the first free throw. Gonna miss the second, and the rebound pulled down by the Broncos. And here they come. Locked at 13 with a minute left here in the opening quarter of play. That's Hagan. Quickly to number 15 underneath the bounce pass. Battling in some bodies underneath, and coming up with a rebound there is gonna be Wilson. Into our final minute of play, Drinnan to Sang. Fragile will skip it across, but it's gonna go out of bounds. Sam Beauchamp as well, her first appearance of the game. So great height in the front court by the Clan. But I love this, see, look at who's at the guard spots.
Oh yeah.
Two rookies.
2 rookies at the guard spots, and Bruce obviously Coach Langford has the luxury of having those subs come in and out and being able to play. A lot of teams in this league will have 5 to 7 girls that can really, be starter quality girls, but obviously Bruce has a lot of depth here. You can see a beautiful three-pointer from who else but another rookie.
Tia Sang knocks down the three off the great dish from Sam Beauchamp. And Simon Fraser now leading 15-13, 20 seconds left. And it's a point that bears mentioning for Clan fans. You look at the potential of this team, and the here and now a great team, but boy, 2 freshmen on the court in the final minute of the opening quarter of play in Tia Sang and Taylor Drinnan. Down to 3 seconds here for the Broncos, and they're going to throw it out of bounds, and that's going to be the quarter. So Simon Fraser with a 15-13 lead.
I think they're going to add some time here. They didn't, clock unfortunately stopped. Right.
Well, we're talking about tenths of seconds here. 0.3 of a second they're going to put back on the clock. They'll draw the promotion team and all their contestants back off the floor here at the West Gym. And there we go as we make the formalities to end the opening quarter of play. A great, exciting quarter for both teams. And I think, Z, if you're looking at what's going to happen here in the second quarter, Simon Fraser, just talk about defensively what they need to start doing in the half court to prevent the easy high percentage looks.
They're really going to have to defend that post play a little bit better. I mean, that's how Cal Poly scored most of their points here. And they're getting good looks. I mean, they're shooting 50% from the floor, and You know, they haven't taken a three-pointer yet. So obviously different styles of games. You know, Clan traditionally live and die by the three, and you know, for Cal Poly Pomona, they're looking to you know, attack the basket and get those easy looks down low.
Well, we're getting the numbers passed along. Z, thank you very much. We'll run through those really quickly. Simon Fraser in the opening half quarter of play, check that. 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Cal Poly shooting 6 of 12, so both teams shooting well in that opening quarter of play.
Yeah, some good shooting, like you said. You know, 6 of 12, 6 of 13, so good numbers, and it's just a different style. Obviously, you know, Clan 2 of 5 from 3 with Ket knocking down the 2 threes. That one from Sang actually was scored as a 2. I guess her foot was on the line there late. So, you know, a couple deep looks for Sang where she could be, you know, 2 3-pointers on the score sheet as well for her with the foot on the line. She might have to adjust a little bit.
And I correct myself there. Indeed, it was a 2, as we mentioned at the time. And Z pointing out, Sang being credited with a 2 there, her foot right on the 3-point line. But Ellen Ket does have a couple as we get back to action here at the West Gym in the second quarter of play. Simon Fraser being called for the foul away from the play. Rachel Fradgley, I believe, getting called for the foul there. That's going to be her first of the game. Drinnen out. Ket back in, number 5. So Ket and Sang, the starting backcourt, back on the floor for Simon Fraser. Ricketson is going to put up the jumper off the front of the iron, the rebound. Underneath, kicks right back out to the shooter. That's Hagen driving to the basket, and boy, I'll tell you, Frage has just picked up 2 quick fouls here. So a tough break there for Rachel Fradgley. 2 quick fouls. And very quickly, Nabucco and Jackson off the bench for Simon Fraser.
Yeah, obviously we talked about the luxury that Coach Langford has in being able to sub. He's got depth on his bench this year, so, you know, to replace Fradgley with Jackson, I wouldn't say is that bad of an option available to you.
Sam Beauchamp as well, number 20 off the floor. So Jackson, Nabucco, and Wilson along with Sang and Ket as the Broncos. Hagen makes the free throw, ties the game at 15, and we're in the first 30 seconds of the opening stages of the second quarter here at the West Gym. Great to have Clan basketball back on Clan TV. Here's Sang to Ket. Drive on the side there by Wilson, but a whistle sounds. Gil Delore, the official. Priscilla Brooks being called for the foul there, her second of the game.
Gil Delore, a local area official. There are a couple of local.
Do you want to hear a great Gil Delore story?
I'd love to.
I wrote a story in the Province newspaper that BC basketball needed young officials. She answered from reading my story and started reffing high school games, and here she is doing D2.
Wow.
I think that is so cool, and she's a great official too.
She is. I've had the opportunity to work with her a couple times in the local college circuit here up in British Columbia, and you know, she's definitely worked on her game quite a bit, and obviously it shows in her ability to be a part of this league.
Gil Delore, great to talk about all the stories on the court in our great basketball world here in British Columbia. Jackson blocked there and right down the floor, and I believe number 24, Marshanique Hall, getting the basket there.
And she's got 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting now, does Hall.
17-5 as Hall gives the Broncos the lead. They are giving Simon Fraser everything they can handle. Here's Swant. Little handoff to Ket. Ellen, the pass to Sang, and the three-pointer's not going to go. Hagen. Ricketts in the near corner here, guarded by Sang. They'll go cross court. Little head fake there, gets her into the paint, drive and dish. Jumper is not going to go, and I believe that is Taylor Jackson taking the charge underneath.
That is a great call from Eric Iflin. As a referee myself, that is a tough call to make when you have the drive to the basket, the players dish the ball, and then collides with the defender in the post, and it's a great look from Eric to keep his eye on the ball on that one.
Erin Hagen, number 21, getting called for the foul there, her second of the game. And Taylor, who in high school at Brookswood would love to take the charge, really energized her game, does a great job there underneath the basket to give her team possession. Swat now to Wilson. Meg from 15 back up top to Sophie. Now to Ket, setting the high screen is Swan. Great cut underneath, but it's going to get disrupted by some good defensive play by the Broncos.
Yeah, some good wingspans down there from the Bronco post down there, able to tip away a few now that have gone out of bounds when looking for the post entry pass for the Clan.
Alyssa Benton out of Long Beach, California, Millikan High School with a play there. Another whistle is going to send Ket to the line. And was that Brooks again?
No, I think that one's going to go to number 30, Kimbrough.
Kimbrough, Jordan Kimbrough, her second of the game. So Ellen Ket steps up and she makes the first free throw.
Some real foul trouble for the Broncos. They have 8 fouls. It says to 4 different players, so 4 players with 2 fouls.
And the big thing, I think, Z, it's their front court players that are getting the fouls. And that's a big thing. Ket makes the second, knots this game at 17. And the Broncos now in the half-court. Jumper is going to go off the iron into the hands of Ket, who ignites the offense down the floor. Ellen the drive and the dish to Taylor from the baseline, and Taylor Jackson will knock down the shot. The referees are saying there was contact on the shot. The foul being called against Alyssa Benton.
I think we're going to have an SFU foul after the basket.
Oh, check that.
Yeah, so I think after the shot, Erica Ifland, the head referee, saw a push under the basket on Beauchamp, so she's going to pick up the foul in that, her first foul of the game.
So Z gives us the correction there, the update. The foul on Sam Beauchamp, number 20 of the Clan, but a great jump shot there by Taylor on the baseline to make it 19-17 Clan. You're seeing number 1 Jordan Shane on the floor right now. She's got the ball. Shane driving, displaced possession-wise by Swant at the elbow, but I believe Sophie's going to get called for a foul there. Indeed, she will. So Sophie Swant getting called for the foul.
And that's her first foul. 5 total team fouls for the Clan. 4 in this quarter.
Great move on the baseline there. Can't get the shot to fall for Shane. And the Clan right back up the floor. Ket's pass to Beauchamp is able to corral it, but that's going to be Ricketson who gets the ball back. Quick pass on the break. Beauchamp, great hustle to get back and disrupt that play as Ket slows it up in the half court.
Yeah, a little bit of a lazy pass there from Ket, and I don't know if Beauchamp recognized it was coming her way, and she turned, and as a post going up against the guard, you got to think the guard's going to have the better ball handling skills and instinct to go low and get that ball.
Here's Ket coming around the Beauchamp screen, puts up the shot, can't get the English off the glass, and Shane quickly down the floor.
I thought she could have had a better look at that shot. I didn't really like her coming off like that and, not setting her feet and getting, she had plenty of room, no defender in sight. She could have just stopped, paused, taken the shot, but she actually took that shot in motion, and it might have been why it was off a little bit.
From 15, Shane, the step back doesn't fall. Underneath the basket, though, hard work by Benton's going to pay some dividends for her. The foul being called against Taylor Jackson, her first of the game here. Drinnen and Nabucco set the check in now for Simon Fraser. Benton's first shot too strong off the back iron. Subs into the game now, as you mentioned. It's Drinnen number 3 and Nabucco number 32. Wilson and Beauchamp off the floor for Simon Fraser.
Howard, is it just me, or do you see a lot more subs than we're used to
Oh
seeing?
man, I'm having trouble keeping up with this. This is like the James Blake men's team, 40 minutes of madness subs. Not quite to that point, but coach is certainly testing us here at the table, especially you.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just trying to still figure out what lineups work best. I mean, you're 8 games into the season, you think you would have known by now, or maybe that's just the approach he's going to take, and maybe mix things up for the opponents with all these different faces that they have to defend.
Rosie Nabucco turns a miscue underneath the basket into a quick 2, and that is a presence when you see her touch the ball, Z, you know she's special. She just glides to the basket, and we saw that right there off the miss.
Yeah, so she's only a freshman, Howard. She's got
and she hasn't. And she started playing basketball late as well. Didn't think she was good enough to play, she told me, and As soon as she stepped on the court, it all started to happen. Here's Shane. And the Benton is going to get the finish there.
Coach Langford yelling for a 3 in the key on there. Felt that 31 was in there for quite an extended period of time.
I think what we just saw there is essential looking, although it doesn't result in a basket, is Nabucco is not afraid to attack the basket. She drove it baseline, reversed it, and is going to get to the free throw line, but that is the aggressive nature you need.
Yeah, she went up strong on that one, definitely, and you could see the way that she came down, that there was a lot of impact on that play there.
It is scary how good she is going to be for this Clan program. Pure freshman, as we mentioned. I think she started playing in like the 10th grade. I could be wrong, but it was a late start for Ozzy. But that great group out at Riverside with Bruce Langford's brother Paul has produced so many Clan players, starting with Courtney Gerwing. So another Riverside grad into the Clan program here with 5:13 to the half, and Nabucco is going to hit another free throw.
It's always nice when your brother's a head coach of a perennial power in the high school ranks here locally, and being able to get girls up here.
Coached with the same philosophies, and they know the expectations when they come into the program. And brothers who love basketball can create a pipeline, and that's what's happened here. Shane getting called for the foul. She grimaces heading up the floor. 4:56 remaining. That is going to be a media timeout, but we will stay with you here, and we'll let you know about some of the fine people that help bring a Clan TV to the air. And we'll start off with the fine people at Nestor's Market. They're proud to be the official grocer of SFU Athletics. They're your local grocery store offering a full selection of items, including organic, all-natural, gluten-free, and much, much more. Visit Nestor's Market today. You know they're at the Cornerstone. As well, Charter Bus Lines, the official motor coach of SFU Athletics. They're proud to be a sponsor of all Clan teams, and Charter dedicated to providing safe and comfortable transportation to all your games throughout the Pacific Northwest. Visit them at charterbuslines.com. We should also mention that today's live stream, which is being brought to you by Nestor's Market, the Hilton Vancouver Metrotown Hotel, as we mentioned, Charter Bus Lines, and also the SFU Spirit Shop. And if you're ever in the market to pick up some Clan gear, great to do it in the game atmosphere under the blue tent here at the West Gym. Simon Fraser hoodies and other assorted Clan memorabilia here at the West Gym.
And you see a lot of that in the crowd today. A lot of elementary school kids here. Obviously, is a big day. That's thanks to Steve Frost, the sports information director here at Simon Fraser, who has a couple children that he felt like this would be a great opportunity to get some kids out to watch some basketball, and you can see some parents picking up some Clan gear up there at the stand there.
Well, you know what? It's such a natural connection between the elementary schools, the high schools, and university sports in this community. Great to see Steve getting the elementary kids out as Ket goes bingo and says 3-ball early here in the second quarter. Ket's third triple of the game.
Yeah, and she's on pace 3 for 4, 75% from threes. Her numbers are looking good here. We're used to seeing her shoot close to 50% from three.
Ellen Ket making it look easy. And if our viewers in Australia, we hope you're enjoying watching Ellen Ket, who wears number 5 for this Clan team, just such a fan favorite here at the West Gym. Off the window, and they're going to score it underneath. And I believe that was Amarshini Call, number 24, with the basket.
And that was a great move to the basket. I'm surprised that went in. She had 2 defenders up against her, and she was able to get that one over and to go.
And she is tough. She plays inside. She's undersized. Here's Taylor underneath. Can't get the finish. Gets a tip, though.
I think McWilliam might have had a piece of that on that look to knock it away.
Casey McWilliam, number 15, you're right, Z, with a bit of action underneath to get her team back down the floor. A miss here by the Broncos, number 20, Mariscal. This time Ket's going to jump in the way and get down the floor. Or check that Drennan. And the follow there by Swant.
Well, it's great for Swant to keep up with her there and get the rebound off the easy miss and put that one in for 2.
I got one blonde ponytail mixed up with another down the floor, and Taylor Drennan was so quick that I thought that was Ellen Ket going down the floor. 28-22, it's a 6-point lead here for Simon Fraser. We believe Sang is going to check back into the game coming out of this timeout.
30-second timeout being called here by the Broncos. They want to talk things over.
short one for sure. We should also mention that tomorrow, a noon start here, and Z, you'll be joined by Steve Frost here courtside, and you guys will have the broadcast of that one. Would love to be here, but I'll be at BC Place Stadium watching some high school football.
Big day for you tomorrow as we have the is it semifinals
round, of Subway Bowl,
the Subway Bowl, yeah.
So we'll be seeing the top high school teams in the province out there. It's a great time of the year. There's the BC High School Soccer Championships happening on a Burnaby Lake. Simon Fraser, as you mentioned, their basketball team. So much happening throughout this entire region in terms of high school and university sports. And Z, I know you know this one. High school basketball starts on Monday.
It does, and I will be at Kitsilano Secondary for my first game of the season. I think they're taking on Burn Creek in a non-conference game.
That'll be fun.
That one, yeah.
That'll be fun. Randy Coots, a longtime kids coach, stepping back for a year. Here's Tia jumping in the way and saying, showing some foot speed down the floor. Tia wants the basket, can't find it, and the whistle is going to blow as she rumbles down the floor, taking two Broncos with her.
And I tell you, Coach Danelle Bishop did not like that because she felt that her girl got hit from behind on the rebound. I think the referees might have missed one there and then gave the ball back to SFU, so that's kind of like a double jeopardy situation there for her, so she probably didn't like that one at all.
Here's Sang to Drinnan. On top to Ket. Jumper from Drinnan's going to go. Taylor with a big triple, and the freshman knocks down the three ball. And some separation here at 31-22, a 9-point Clan lead, their largest of the game.
Yeah, the Clan feel like they're getting into a zone here and playing with that confidence that we're used to seeing atop Burnaby Mountain here.
Too strong off the back iron there by Dotson. They'll kick it back out though, and this is Hagen, number 21. Drives with authority. Sam Beauchamp, though, using that length underneath to disrupt the shot. Great job there by Sam. Interesting for Sam here. This is you want to call it a small lineup? See, this might be about as small as they get.
Yeah,
and they still got Sam in the middle.
Exactly, yeah. And we've got Ozzy in there, and then we've got three guards in Ket, Drinnan, and Sang on the perimeter.
Well, impressive to see Tia Sang, but also Taylor Drinnan. What a great job there. And Nabucco. There's three freshmen on the floor right now for this Simon Fraser Clan team. Three freshmen. So a foul called here as the Broncos are going to get to the free throw line. Hagen's going to step up and take a couple here with 2:17 left to the break. We'll let everybody know that we are hoping to get a Simon Fraser Clan player immediately following the conclusion of this half. And a regular feature will be Jessica Wallace, the Clan head coach, coming out of the halftime break. Hagen making the first 31-23, an 8-point lead here for the ladies in white. The miss on the second, Nabucco with the rebound.
That was the fifth foul for the Clan, so the Broncos will be in shooting the bonus situation the last 2 and change here for halftime.
Beauchamp up top, Wilson back into the game. She took an extended break. Sang's pass is tipped by Brooks, but they get it back. This time Nabucco's going to lose the handle though, and here come the Broncos. They don't have numbers, but they're going hard to the basket, and they're going to get the call as Priscilla Brooks goes hard to the basket. Tough break there for the Clan. Pomona 2-on-4, and they're going to get to the N1.
Yeah, no, they really ran the floor well there and caught the defender out of position, and that was a great call by the official there as the defender is still moving on that collision there.
So Priscilla Brooks out of Riverside, California, North High School, John North High School. She is a 5'10 junior. And we mentioned off the top, averaging almost double-figure rebounds for this team. Beauchamp, great job there to get high and corral that rebound. Looks like a foul is going to get called here. Dominique Dotson, number 23.
Yeah, Beauchamp came down with that rebound clearly and was trying to clear space, and the defender, for whatever reason, decided to go and try and poke the ball out. But that's a play that you just probably want to get back on defense, and especially with this score. I know you're trying to make up some points here, but probably a better idea to just go back on defense and let the post come down with the ball.
Beauchamp's already a junior at Holy Cross, and that goes so fast now into her third season here. And last year was such a huge year for Sam because You look at the size of recruiting class Bruce Langford brought in. Really, Sophie Swant was the only player he brought in last year.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got obviously a big core of his girls back, and then you add in Meg Wilson to the mix, and definitely, got a lineup that is on par, if not better, than perhaps what we had last year.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. But it was a trial by fire for players like Sam Beauchamp. In her second year, got major minutes, and really the confidence and the ability to use her body and her wingspan. You've seen it here. She makes an impact with her space underneath.
And obviously he's using a lot of his freshmen here early, and you just know that that's going to bode well for the future of this Clan program.
Yeah, exactly, Z, and you saw it right there as she doesn't take the foul, disrupts the shooter underneath. Inbound pass here now going to be made by Ricketson. Hand got in the way there. Might have been Nabucco.
We're down to 2 seconds on the shot clock here, so we'll see what the Broncos draw up. Coach Bishop yelling out some signals.
So the quick hitter comes quickly here, and they're going to drive it. Time is going to expire, and turnover will give the ball to Simon Fraser with 1:18 remaining and a 6-point Clan lead. Clan have led by as many as 9.
I'm going to point out a stat to you here, Howard. The Broncos have turned the ball over 12 times, and the Clan have scored 17 points off those turnovers. Yeah. Whereas the Clan have turned it over 6 times, leading to 6 points. So 17 points off those turnovers for the Broncos. I'm sure that's something that they're going to talk about at half, and securing that ball and taking better care of it.
Now Coach Donnell will have to address that as the Broncos with Ricketson. The block out of bounds by Wilson. So a great job there by Meg, running hard and not fouling, knocking it out of bounds. And
that was a volleyball-esque spike out of bounds on that one for the third block for the Clan of this opening half.
Meg's such an athlete. Of course, we remember Meg tending net for the Clan women's soccer team a couple seasons back on an emergency basis. Shot clock down to 14 here for the Broncos. Wilson comes out high to guard, and they're going to fumble with the ball. Ricketson now. Marshanique Hall, she'll put up a little runner there off the front of the iron. 27 seconds left, and the Clan now with the basketball. Drinnen to Sang quickly. The third rookie, Nabucco, can't find the range on that elbow jumper. And so playing for the final shot of the half here, it's Erin Hagan for the Broncos. Sang guarding her. Hagan, great dish underneath, and can't find the finish there with Brooks, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. And the Simon Fraser Clan with a 31-25 lead. And we're hoping to get a player here, but don't know that we're going to be able to at this point. And we're hoping to get a Clan player here, and I think it's going to be Ozzy Nabucco. And we'll see if they can bring Ozzy over for a short little interview. And happy to bring Clan freshman Ozzy Nabucco over for some words here. And Ozzy, let's just look at the camera here. Give me your thoughts on the rookie group with this Clan team and how fun and exciting it is for all you guys to be playing a major role here with this team.
I think it's very exciting. We have a lot of talent coming in, and it's going to be interesting to see what Langford's going to do with all of us over the next 4 years.
How fun is it for you rookies to learn from these veteran players like Ellen, Ked, and Fradgley and all of these players?
Honestly, it's really good because they're also a nice group of people as well as being really skilled. So it's just in practice, pushing us and encouraging us. It's been amazing.
Last question: what do you guys have to do to carry this through and come out with a victory?
Honestly, they're big inside. We gotta make sure those posts don't get it, because if they get it, they're good at finishing. So we gotta get down on them.
Ozzy, thank you so much, and all the best.
No problem, thank you.
Ozzy Nabucco, and we thank her for being a guest here on Clan TV. As we said, Jessica Wallace, the assistant coach, will be joining us coming out of the break. We are at the half. It's 31-25. Simon Fraser University. We'll be back in a few minutes to break down the numbers, but we'll take a short break here and be back with more on Clan TV.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
A true champion puts every ounce of sweat and effort into the goal. Find your passion, become one with it, and great things will happen. I am Kevin Vigna, and I am ready for the new season.
Strong character is created little by little, day by day. It is pushing through physical and mental pain, agonizing losses, and repetitive practices. I am JJ Pankratz, and I am ready for the new season.
I'm where you wanna be, ain't no one ahead of me. All of my enemies made the decision it's better to follow me. I make no apologies. All of my sins I would repeat and I repeat, cause I'ma be me till the death of me. Oh yeah. I can smell your fear, the only reason that I'm here is to wreak havoc. Everybody praying that I'll change it. Maybe one day, but tomorrow I'll be back at it. Cause die hard, they say die hard. We live fast, we die hard. Go against me, you die hard. SFU! Die hard.
And assistant coach Jessica Wallace. Coach, your thoughts on that opening half of play with a nice crowd cheering you on? What did you see?
Oh, that's always great. I think we did a good job of starting out getting them in foul trouble a little bit early. They're a very physical team, so I thought we did a good job with that. And we're hitting our shots tonight, which is always nice too.
What are the challenges with so many? I mean, they're talented rookies, but you've got so many of them coming in at one time. You've got Meg back this year. Building the chemistry and the cohesion, is that going to be an ongoing thing for the first few weeks here of the season, do you think?
Well, the nice thing is that we got to start pretty early this year, so I think it's coming along, but we're learning every time we play a game, and it's getting better and better, so that's really good.
What does it mean to the freshmen? As we looked out there was one stage you had 3 freshmen out there. At one stage you had 2 freshman guards out there. Is that just a level of belief in how good those players can eventually be?
Yeah, absolutely. And, they all buy into what their role is right now this year, and they're working really well together, so that's really great that we have the opportunity to play them together like that.
Taylor Jackson is a big addition to this team, coming back to BC from Division I basketball. I looked at the box score early in the season and didn't see the big minutes early. What was going on in that in terms of her adjustment to the lineup, and it looks like things are coming together nicely now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different program, right? So she had to get used to that and different things that we expect from her, but she's been coming along, and she's an awesome addition to inside. We need more physicality, so that's always good for us.
My last question before I let you go here, Coach, is Samantha Beauchamp out there positionally, seeing how well she uses her assets, her wingspan, and positioning herself underneath. Some thoughts about her defensively in the opening half?
Sam is always great for us defensively. She's so long. She gets her hands on balls, and that's all we can ask for her right now, staying in the paint and getting her hands up. So.
All right, Jessica Wallace, thanks so much for joining us. And we'll be back with more on Client TV. We're about 5.5 minutes away from the start of the second half of play. Howard Samura here with Zahid Vali-Hassan, and we'll be back in a couple more minutes. We'll break down the box score, but back with more after this on Client TV.
It's on us to stop sexual violence.
We are Canada's NCAA team.
With 400 student athletes in 17 sports.
Together, we can end sexual violence at SFU.
To look out for each other.
And not look the other way.
To get a friend home safe.
To not blame the victim.
It's on us.
It's on us.
To speak up.
To step in.
To support those who need it.
To be a part of the solution, not the problem.
It's on me, it's on you, it's on us.
Because consent matters.
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 Learn more about how you can contribute to a culture of zero tolerance towards sexual violence at SFU by visiting sfu.ca/sexual assault.
Because together, we can make a difference.
Fear can either drive us back or push us forward to play harder and stronger. To uncover your true potential, you must first find your own limits and then have the courage to blow past them. I am Cruz Velasquez, and I am ready for the new season.
Champions are made from something deep inside. A desire, a dream, a vision. Anything is possible if you are determined, dedicated, and if you believe in yourself. I am Lauren Swistak, and I am ready for the new season.
Great leaders know their strengths and can call on the right strength at the right time. It's about setting an example to influence others so they can be better. I am Devin May, and I am ready for the new season.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
And welcome back, everybody, to the West Gym here. Simon Fraser University women's basketball. Howard Samura here along with our analyst, Zahid Vali Hashim. 31-25 at the half, about 2 minutes away from the start of the second half of play. Want to let everybody know about a great sports success story here on the campus of Simon Fraser University. And we're talking about the women's volleyball team. Simon Fraser headed to the NCAA Division II Championships for the first time in program history next week. The team will be traveling to Alaska Anchorage to face the 5th seed Northwest Nazarene Crusaders in the opening round of the West Regional Tournament on Thursday, December the 1st, 6 p.m. For full coverage of their first trip to the postseason, visit the Clan website at athletics.sfu.ca/volleyball and follow Simon Fraser on all of their social media channels. A great story there for head coach Gina Schmidt and company, with libero Allison McKay, the senior national team member, the seniors as well. Tamara Nip, Tessa May, Emma Jennings, all part of that great group for Clan women's volleyball in their first ever trip to the NCAA tournament. An exciting time for SFU volleyball. Looking at some of the numbers from that second half of play, 35-21 the score. And as Z mentioned, those points off turnovers were huge for Simon Fraser. Simon Fraser had 17 points off of those turnovers by Cal Poly Pomona. As well, he had the advantage in second chance points, 8-2. Their bench outscored the Broncos 9-2. But the one place Cal Poly did have the advantage was in the paint, 20-8 in terms of those points in the paint. And so exciting to see what Simon Fraser will try to do to combat the play inside of players like Alyssa Benton, Priscilla Brooks, and company as we get set here about 20 seconds away from the start of the second half of play. Some of the numbers that mattered in that opening half of play: Ellen Kett, the point guard, leading the way for Simon Fraser. 11 points and 4 assists versus 1 turnover in 18 minutes of play for Simon Fraser University. As well, Ozzy Nabucco, Tia Sang, the freshman, with 4 points as well. Taylor Jackson as well with 4 points. Leading the way on the other side, Priscilla Brooks with 8 points. 7 points for Marshani Call, and we're set now to begin play here in the second half. Simon Fraser with the ball, and that's Meg Wilson. Tia Sang, the freshman, Ellen Kett as well out there, as well as Fradgley, Rachel Fradgley from 16. Nice soft touch on the jumper.
That was. She looked up her defender and she thought she might have put it on the floor to drive, but just skied over her and went up for the jumper.
There's some great jump shooting ability. Little floater's not going to go there for Alyssa Benton. But look at Meg Wilson's ability to shoot it. Frad showing you some touch there. So the bigs on this team can shoot the ball.
Yeah, and they really spread the floor, the Clan here. They're able to get some looks. I think we've seen Meg Wilson take a 3 in her career as well. So, you know, they're a threat from anywhere on the floor.
Here's Nabucco, threat inside, and tries to draw the contact underneath. You can see how raw and tentative Nabucco can be in certain situations, but just has a joyful enthusiasm for the game. She was our halftime guest, and really the energy that she shows both on the floor and when you're talking to her on camera, very evident.
Yeah, and the referees are discussing here that Ozzy's shot, referee Gilda Lore in the baseline thought it hit the stanchion. 1 sec.
So we'll see what happens here. They have conference, they're bringing everybody back, and they're going to say Clan basketball. So they put 16 on the shot clock for Ket. That one's set to inbound the ball here. She's got to hurry. Wilson will take the 3 ball. Bingo! Meg Wilson knocks down the triple.
There we go. Just as I said it, it was good luck. She might have been listening when I called her hitting the 3, and there you go. We see it right there to start.
Meg Wilson with a 3. Great job by Frage underneath to get that rebound. Rachel Fradgley, a great job. Here's Ket forwarding the pass to Sang, down low to Wilson. Meg kicking back up top. Tia for 3. Won't draw iron there, and ball will go to Cal Poly Pomona. But a nice start to extend past double figures this lead to 36-25. The 11-point lead is the biggest of the game for Simon Fraser Clan.
Yeah, it's a great way to start this the second half here on the 4-0 run for the Clan. Yeah.
And as Z mentioned in that opening half, a lot of changes, a lot of subs in that opening half, and we'll see if Coach Langford settles into a groove with his rotations on the floor. He's got a starting group out there now. The entry almost out of bounds here for Cal Poly. Drive on the baseline, wild shot out of control is not going to go, and Wilson there for the rebound.
And that play again was just set up like we've seen all game long here with that post-entry lob pass. The Clan come down with the same look, and they execute on it with this one with Fradgley coming from Sang.
Great focus from Fradgley as well. Had her jersey tugged, went to her left hand underneath for the carom off the window. A timeout on the floor here. And as we mentioned earlier as well, these same two teams set to face each other tomorrow at noon here right in the West Gym. Cal Poly Pomona up for 2. Not an easy one for these U.S. teams, I mean, we saw what happened with the men's nationals in soccer. You know, they couldn't say every single team in the West region have your passports ready, so they had to, Simon Fraser, despite their great season, had to play away. These Cal Poly girls had to make sure they had their paperwork.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I mean, these games are scheduled well in advance, so they have the notice, and it's an experience for the visiting teams, and that's probably why they're here for 2. They're coming all the way up across the border. They probably want to make a trip out of it, maybe check out some of the scenery and some of the tourism attractions here locally in Vancouver. It's just a great experience, and I'm sure you know, from a team perspective, it's a great team building or a bonding experience for the girls to travel for an extended period of time in a foreign country and, you know, and just travel around and bond.
I think you're exactly spot on with that, and Cal Poly's going to look back on this as a team bonding moment as they get set for their own league play down south. We hope if you're joining us from the state of California that you're enjoying our broadcast here today on Clan TV. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be Bronco basketball with Ricketson, number 13. That's Kimbrough. Now to Shane, number 1. Tip by Wilson, who's going to win a sprint down the floor. Meg hard to the basket and is going to get the basket to fall. Meg Wilson hits a 3, then gets a steal and comes down the floor for the layup.
Unreal fast break from a post to see her take the ball like that and beat a guard down the floor. Amazing. And power that one up for 2.
Boy, we missed Meg last year, but she's back, and she's back with a vengeance.
And she's something special, Alex.
What a player Meg Wilson is. There's a nice opportunity down low, and they will cash in, will the Broncos, with number 32, Chelsea Waddy below. As he mentioned, she got into foul trouble early in the opening quarter of play, and we haven't seen much of number 32, the second leading rebounder on this team. Tia Sang now with the basketball. Wilson, cross-court pass to Ket. She's going to put up the triple. Ket just off the mark. Nabucco charges hard, and Ozzy. That is what Ozzy Nabucco is going to bring, at least early on.
And I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of that this season. Just her sky over defenders and just get in there with that vertical that she has and get those rebounds and get up for the easy putback too.
Energy player, beaten defensively. It was a little too over-enthusiastic coming out to guard there, and Cal Poly will take advantage of that with Dominique Dotson. Ball will stay with the Broncos. Chasing a loose ball out of bounds is Ket, but it's going to stay with Cal Poly. Just a couple seconds off the shot clock. Set to check in now. It's Carrie Ann Noonan, number 5.
You know, I was looking at an interesting fact here is that the Broncos, they've only played 4 games this season, and the Clan have played 8. So, you know, it's just, there's some disparity there, and I'm not sure if it was just scheduling or, you know, lack thereof for Cal Poly or just Bruce scheduling a lot of early games. You know, they've played the last 3 weekends, and I took a look at the Broncos, and they've played Billings, and they lost by 14. So a team that we're going to see here later in GNAC play. They have played one of those teams here.
Yeah, I believe 2 tournaments where they played 2 games apiece for Cal Poly Pomona. They hosted their own event. Well, maybe I'm mistaken there, but you're right. Had some GNAC flavor to their schedule. She only missed 2 minutes in the opening half, but Ellen Kett's going to take a rare seat here. 6:43 remaining in the third quarter. Taylor Drinnen, number 3, the freshman out of Gonzaga Prep, in now for the Clan. Sang fights over the screen against Shane, up top to Noonan. The whistle's going to blow as Ozzy Nabucco came up to guard Dotson. But away from the ball, it's Rachel Fragile.
Yeah, and they were looking for that post-entry pass again, and Fragile was tying up the defender. She was trying to make it cut to the basket, so good call. I'm really impressed by the game that the officials are calling here. We had some really good calls.
Eric Iflin, Rusty Vineyard, and Gilda Lohr, the 3 officials on the floor here for this contest. Taylor Jackson now into the game. Rachel Fragile will take a seat.
And that's a tough one because she just picked up the last one. That's her 4th personal foul here, so that's tough to get 2 within a second of each other there.
Yeah, tough one. She's picked them up in bundles today. Shane now with the basketball. Nice little head fake there on the baseline, puts up a jumper off the iron.
Fortunately for the Clan, they do have a bit of a cushion here with the 15-point lead, so Fragile, might be seated for quite a while, and if she's desperately needed, they may put her back in with 4 fouls.
Well, Wilson's here and in the game. One of the top inside presences, Drinnen now to Sang. Tia with a baseline drive and a gutsy job defensively to hang in there by Noonan. But the ball's going to stay with Simon Fraser. We'll talk a lot about Taylor Drinnen, number 3 at Gonzaga Prep, led her team to a state championship, and the point guard lineage at Gonzaga Prep is obviously impressive. Simon Fraser losing possession here with 6:01 remaining in the third quarter of play.
Just going to make an adjustment to the clock. The table crew here. This is off by a second here.
So they'll inbound from the sidelines with Noonan. 27 on the shot clock.
Not really sure what
I wasn't sure either
what they're doing here, but
a little hard to hear the officials through our headsets, but the official Iflin has a sideline inbounds here, and now Dotson, number 23, with the basketball. Waddy blow across court pass to Brooks. Dotson. Waddy blow with the jumper is not going to go, and Drinnen, great job by Taylor to get the rebound there. She's going to face some full court pressure here from Pomona. Boy, Wilson. They attacked her drive on the near wing here. And the Clan are going to keep possession, but Meg Wilson was certainly working on her game during her rehabilitation from an injury last year. Here's Nabucco, big step to the basket, and Ozzy is going to get the N1 opportunity.
A great look, and that was a set play, I'm sure, Bruce. They practiced that. I'm sure they practiced that one a number of times to get that lob into Ozzy, who just powers up. And I'll use this in a very light reference, but a Nio-esque play. Obviously, Nio Raincock-Akunwe, he started here for the Clan for 4 years and moved on to have a very successful career in Europe. That was a play that he used to run all the time.
Our photographer, Ron Hall, who's shooting one of his last games here at Simon Fraser before he moves on to a new home in Kelowna, came up to me at halftime and said, Nio Raincock-Akunwe. That's what he said to me, and I knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
See, amazing to see. Of course, Nio, the conference player of the year, and part of that Clan drive to the NCAA Sweet 16 a couple of years back. Shane now with the basketball here. Great job by Sang, face guarding her at the top, and Tia hangs with her, but is going to get called for the foul, I believe, here.
That's going to be her first foul and the team's 4th of the third quarter.
It's 45-27, and I can tell you something. When you look at this rotation, there's no dip. I mean, they're bringing in Sophie Swant now defensively. I mean, Sam Beauchamp positioning. They talked to assistant coach Jessica Wallace about her. Every player they bring in, Z, they're not losing anything.
Nothing at all.
It's
That's
amazing.
a luxury to have, I tell you.
Here's Shane underneath, and bodies crashing to the floor underneath the basket.
If you look at a box score after the game, you'll see these minutes go, but you'd think that they were in segments. When you see a girl play a number of minutes, you'd think that she played continuous segments of minutes, but it's misleading because they're always subbing in and out, and they get, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. That adds up.
Yeah. I asked Jessica Wallace that question, too, the assistant coach, about that chemistry and the fact that there's so many freshmen playing key roles. Meg Wilson is back. You've got to reinvent so much of what you think your rotations are, and you're right. Coach Langford is making a ton of combinations here, and we'll see how they settle in as the season goes along, but that's why this preseason is so important right now, getting ready for the start of GNAC play, as Shane makes the free throw there. 45-29 is a 16-point Clan lead. Taylor Drennan to Nabucco. Ozzy at the free throw line, cross-court pass to Wilson. Waddy Blow guarding her as she puts up the jumper, and there's Ozzy contesting that loose ball. Off the glass, both her and Sam Beauchamp in the paint, contesting the loose ball.
That's going to take us to the media timeout here.
So a media timeout in time for us to let you know about some of the people who helped put Clan TV on the air. We mentioned them in the opening half, and we'll start out by talking about Charter Bus Lines, the official motor coach of SFU Athletics. They're proud to support all Clan teams. Charter is dedicated to providing safe and comfortable transportation to your games throughout the Pacific Northwest. Visit them at charterbuslines.com. As well, Nestor's Market, the proud and official grocer of Simon Fraser University Athletics, the local grocery store that offers the full selection of items including organic, all-natural, gluten-free, and much more. Nestor's Market, you can visit them today at the Cornerstone. Today's live stream brought to you by Nestor's, by Charter Bus Lines, the SFU Spirit Shop, and the Hilton Vancouver Metrotown Hotel. And as well, the SFU Spirit Shop, they have set up the blue tent here inside the West Gym. Great atmosphere today with all of the elementary school kids. And I can tell you, I'll be bringing my elementary team out here as well at some point during the season on a Pinewood Elementary in Delta. We always enjoy coming out and watching the Clan once a year. And boy, see, I think the biggest lineup, it might not be the traffic heading off of Burnaby Mountain. It might be outside that locker room with all the kids wanting autographs after the game.
Oh yeah, they always do a good job when they have the elementary school kids here and give out posters and pens to everyone, and they're always out there knocking for autographs.
Yeah,
and I remember being a kid and being there
yeah.
and being excited about meeting these celebs in your eyes when you're at that age, and like it's a big deal, and I'm sure we'll see that lineup after the game.
It's going to be huge. They've got their posters, they've got their pens, and they are ready to embark on the Clan after this game. Nabucco is going to get a loose ball, and Ozzy gets the ball to Drennan. She'll slow it up to protect it as they get it down the floor. Drive by Swant off the window, and Sophie in control as she drives to the basket for 47-29.
And a good move by Swan to beat her defender off that pass and just lay it up for two, and it was a nice attack to the basket.
Yeah, the rotation's been deep here for SFU, and everyone's contributing. Here's Shane, drive to the basket off the window. A real one-on-one player. Loves to create her own shot. Wilson now in the half court. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Swant. Great entry down low, and they can't get the finish underneath from Beauchamp. But a great look from the high post from Meg Wilson. Those rookies have been impressive. Taylor Drennan, the point guard, Ozzy Nabucco, the swing forward guard, and Tia Sang, the guard, have all played big roles in this game for Simon Fraser.
A couple subs for the Broncos as Brooks and Hall return to the lineup here.
Jumper from Wilson. Yankees the window, couldn't get. There's Swan's hustle. She gets that loose ball on the new shot clock. Sophie's going to direct some traffic up top to Drennan. Wilson now with the basketball back up top to Swant. Sophie with a big three ball off the back iron. Sam Beauchamp with a tip as she falls back. I'm impressed with Sam Beauchamp. Hasn't taken a lot of shots in this game, but is just an all-out player today in terms of keeping balls alive with fingertips, whatever she can do.
Yeah. Oh, and a beautiful post-entry pass there again.
There you go.
To Ozzy.
And Nabuco's going to cash it in, and a lot of that stuff happening because I think Sam Beauchamp's hustling. It's all Sophie Swant's hustle as well. Just all-out play by the Clan. Turnover again by the Broncos. Wilson. Ooh, if any player could have gotten that, it would have been Ozzy, but she couldn't come down with it.
Yeah, just threw it a little bit behind her. Didn't anticipate that Ozzy would be sprinting that fast, and with a player like that, you got to hedge for that a little bit. Maybe give her an extra step.
You look at the raw energy that Nabuco and Swant bring. Swant a little bit older, but they are just athletic leapers. That time, though, right around Beauchamp to the basket, and that was Hall with the basket for Cal Poly. Cuts the lead now to 49-33.
That was her 9th point leading the team, so no Bronco player in double digits, but Hall's there with 9 right on the cusp.
And they don't have a double-digit average score on the season either, so balanced scoring. This is a nice Cal Poly Pomona team, though.
Well, scoring by committee action from the Broncos.
The one thing they just don't bring, though, Z, is long-distance shooting acumen. They don't rely on it too much. I don't know if it's going to get them in trouble. If they're slightly one-dimensional in that aspect, it's obviously the Clan are able to do both. So
yeah, we recognize from the box here they're 0 for 1 from 3, where the Clan have hit 5 3-pointers, and they're 14 attempts. So obviously a different style of play, as we've alluded to earlier in the game.
Ozzy Nabuco knocking that ball out of bounds.
So interesting. Fragile is going to check back in here with 4 fouls. So we'll see if she can stay disciplined here on the defensive end and avoid fouling out of this game. But interesting to put her in at this point.
It is a 16-point lead, and it's a good situational thing to put Fragile into a position where she's going to have to play with 4. But great point, Zeke. Here's Shane with the basketball, running the point here for the Broncos. As we said, loves to create that shot. Little crossover move, Freezer, and she hits a corner jumper. 49-35 is the score. Drennan now coming across half court against Dotson. Dominique hanging with her as Swant now in trouble on the wing. Is going to get down on the ground and get it back, and that is Sophie Swant, but she's going to get called for the travel and the turnover. But Swant's never going to give up on a possession.
It was a bit of a scrappy play, or the ball's kind of floating around and wasn't sure who was going to come up with it, but Swant lost it, picked it back up, and then as soon as she got off her knee, she committed the traveling violation there.
She fell, but not as hard as Fogg McDonagh did at halftime. I saw Fogg McDonagh take a spill at half court in one of the promotions.
Yeah, the SFU mascot there about to hand out a pizza to a prize winner, bailed and fell flat on the pizza. So if you like your pizza pressed, that's what you're going to get.
Fogg McDonagh, I like it. There's a drive to the basket by the Broncos. That's not going to go. Frage with the rebound. Drennan, Swant down low. Beauchamp, she'll go cross court to Fragile. 16 on the shot clock. Great ball movement here. Sam Beauchamp to the basket is tried to be dispossessed of the ball there by number 34, Priscilla Brooks, but Priscilla Brooks will get called for the foul. Beauchamp a little too strong on the free throw. That lead 14 points. The Clan got it up to 16 or 17 and have managed to keep that cushion within about a possession.
And the Clan struggling from the line here, shooting 6 of 12, 50%. Beauchamp 0 for 3 as she goes up for her 4th attempt.
And she doesn't even come close there, so struggles from the stripe for SFU. I know this Cal Poly team came in shooting about 62%, not much better. So struggles from the stripe for both teams. Final minute of the third quarter of play. Dotson with the basketball. We'll check that Hall. Swant, though, a wall underneath. Beauchamp wrestles it away. Sam Beauchamp has done a lot of good things defensively, and this time they will foul Taylor Drennan. Dominique Dotson, I believe, with a foul there, her second of the game. Nabuco now back on the floor for Simon Fraser. Swant working off the Beauchamp screen, cross-court pass, though, instead to Fragile. Sophie gets it back at the top. wrestling away the ball from Sam Beauchamp there, number 32, Chelsea Waddy Blow.
You're going to get a jump ball situation as both players simultaneously go out of bounds fighting for that ball, and that's going to turn it over back to the Broncos.
And Chelsea, a stronger player there, able to gain some advantage, and ball goes to Cal Poly in the final 15 seconds of the third quarter. Clan want to get a stop here to head strong into the fourth quarter, down to 9 seconds as Shane yo-yos all over the court. Here she is taking the shot just inside the arc. Beauchamp with a rebound. She fights hard to keep it, and that's going to do it for the third quarter of play. 49-35, our score here on the Clan TV Network. We'll be back with more fourth quarter action right after this.
The road to greatness is not marked by perfection, but by the ability to constantly overcome adversity and failure to get better. So never give up and never give in. I am Ben Meinecker, and I am ready for the new season.
Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. A successful team beats with one heart and believes in one goal, together. I'm Caitlin Earhartson, and I'm ready for the new season.
And we're back with you here at the West Gym. Howard Samura, Zahid Vali Hashem, Simon Fraser Clan women's basketball here on Clan TV as we get set to enter the fourth quarter of play. 49-35. Run down what Simon Fraser women have done heading into today's game. As we mentioned, a 6-game win streak, 6-1 on the year. Starting off with that 84-77 loss to Cal Baptist, but coming back with a win over Augustana, a win over Colorado School of Mines, Colorado Mesa, Dixie State, Dominican, and finally Academy of Art, as we told you about in the preseason, in the pregame Check That show. So 6 straight. Clan want to make it 7 here, and they've got a 14-point lead heading into the final 10 minutes of play.
Yeah, going back to the start of the season, obviously Cal Baptist ranked number 2 in the nation, the Clan going that game, and they hung in there with them. I watched the live stats feed on that game, and I think with just over a minute left, it was a 2-point game. And then the Clan unfortunately turned it over, and then Cal Baptist scored, and then it came into a foul free throw situation, and they ended up losing that game by 8. But it definitely hung in there with the number 2 team in the nation, and since then Cal Baptist has picked up a loss. So I think they're down to 8 or 9 in the nation. But hopefully the Clan, with the success they're having early season, can garner some votes. They weren't in the poll this week, but hopefully they can get some others receiving votes or honorable mention or whatever you call it, and maybe get a ranking. With a record like that, you'd think that they would.
Yeah, they keep chalking up the victories. It'll be hard to ignore. You're right, Z, in that Cal Baptist game, as you mentioned, could have gone either way. Didn't go the Clan's way, but they bounced back strong. Nabucco had a basket there as we were breaking down the Cal Baptist game, and it's now 51-35. Here's Rachel Fradgley off the window, can't get the ball to fall, and a rebound there for the Broncos by Alyssa Benton, number 31. Here's Hall driving, and Ellen Kett does what Ellen Kett does so well, and that's take a charge. That arm came out and knocked her right to the floor. So Marcinique Hall gets called for the foul, her second of the game. Simon Fraser with a chance to build on this lead, which is at 16 points.
It's a pretty low scoring affair, I might add here, looking at the score so far.
Yeah, it is a low scoring game. You're right about that. Not a lot of three-point shooting. As I say that, Tia Sang puts up a 3 ball that doesn't fall. Unable to keep that ball in possession as Alyssa Benton, number 31. It looks like it will go to the Clan. Indeed it will, so Ellen Kett steps in to inbound the ball. Same 2 teams tomorrow, 12 o'clock here on Clan TV. Steve Frost and Zahid Vali Hashem with your call on the game. Ball doesn't fall there, and a rebound there for 32 Chelsea Waddy Blow.
I'm going to go off topic here, but I know you're at the Subway Bowl for the provincial high school semifinals tomorrow, and my beloved Argyle Pipers took a loss in the quarterfinals to, I believe it was Hugh Boyd. So I just want to say, great season to the Pipers this year, and hopefully they'll be back next year with another great one.
From where they came as a startup, very quick ascension there is running the floor the whole way was Ozzy Nabucco, and she's going to put it up and in for 2 more. So Nabucco with 2 quick baskets here in the 4th quarter. Starting to heat up a bit here for the Simon Fraser Clan, and as we tell our viewers on Clan TV, that was a pure freshman in Nabucco. Here's Wilson quickly to Nabucco again, and Ozzy taken over with another basket to make it the Clan's largest lead of the game at 20 points. 55-35. Nabucco was 6 here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and that's 7 of 10 shooting now for 17 points. And add in 4 rebounds to that too.
Well, they don't ask her to be a jump shooter yet in this point of her career. She has taken 1 today. But you think of the high percentage shots Z underneath, and they don't want to give up those, do the Clan, but Pomona gets an easy one underneath to get 2 of those back. Great wraparound pass by Ellen Kett to Meg Wilson. That combination on point.
That was a great, she threaded the needle on that one and just bulleted a pass in there, cutting Meg Wilson for the 13th assist of the game on 23 made field goals for the Clan, so really sharing the ball.
Wow, sharing it so well. Taylor Jackson, Sophie Swan set to check in at the next stoppage for Simon Fraser. Entry down low here, a jump shot is going to go well off the mark there by Waddy Blow. Here's Kett. Nabucco. Count it! That is Ozzy Nabucco just going up and getting a ball.
Oh, yeah, and that was a great pass. Another great look. Kett's 7th assist of the game on a great find there, and Nabucco just goes up.
Ozzy, Ellen,
she elevates.
Ellen, there's a margin for error on those passes because Nabucco is just going to go up and get them. Just amazing to watch here as the Clan now lead at 59-37. Drinnan also set to check in. Nabucco comes out of the game. 8 points, I believe it is, in the 4th quarter. Fragile and Kett as well, taking a breather as well as Sang. So big changes on the floor here.
She's going to get a full 5.
I think
5 for 5 sub here. Okay.
Oh, I think it's 4.
Well, Beauchamp's about to come in here.
Oh, sorry, I thought Meg Wilson was already on the floor. But a big wholesale changes anyway here. 59-37, and Simon Fraser showing you their depth. And why they picked the number 2 team in the GNAC. On the baseline jumper there is not going to fall for Rickardson. Drinnan to Wilson. So the freshman says, hey, Ellen Kett, I'll lead my team down the floor and go to a veteran as well. And they get that happening, and Wilson with a great job there, arching her body at the last second to find that English to make the layup.
And obviously, when you get to practice with the players, the freshmen coming in with, you get to practice with someone like Kett, you kind of find those nuances and find those things that works in this offense. And I guess 8 games in the season, you've had your fair chance to try and see what works for you as a freshman coming in and take something from that leadership from the seniors on the team.
But how cool for Taylor Drinnan to decide to come to Canada to play her collegiate basketball as Fragile makes a nice move there and Mikens that one home underneath the basket. To come from Gonzaga Prep, where you've won a state championship, you went to John Stockton's high school, you know what, and now you're learning from an Australian in Canada. I just think it's the greatest part of collegiate basketball, and if people in Spokane are watching, and obviously we're pretty thrilled to have Taylor Drinnan here playing and watching her develop as a player.
Yeah, she's been a pleasure to watch today, and you can see she's playing with confidence, and that comes from being in a successful program. And Coach Langford obviously does a great job here and has done for so many years. And to play, I'm sure that was one of the things that drew her to Vancouver, is that the leadership that Coach Langford does provide, not only in terms of on the court but also off the court, and developing these young girls into fine women.
And players have come back. BC and Canadian players have come back from the U.S. International players have come in from time to time, but American players have not been a huge part of this Clan program. And Taylor Drinnan
I think part of being in the GNAC, there's some familiarity now along, through the
Certainly.
state of Washington and Oregon particularly, where, teams are familiar that, the Clan, are a successful program in this league, and girls who want to play in the GNAC, it's now becoming an option for them.
Great to see. And you know what? I have not seen the Clan play until today. And just the excitement in Coach Langford's voice when Taylor Drinnan said she was coming was pretty evident and fun to watch. There's Noonan, number 5. They're going to give it up to Benton, who misses the jumper. She'll contest it underneath, and it won't go. I think Beauchamp is going to get called for the foul there, her 3rd of the game. So Fradgley with 4 and Sam Beauchamp with 3. Timeout on the floor here, 4:52 remaining. Great season of collegiate sports here for Simon Fraser. Look at those soccer teams. The women's team made a big statement in terms of their improvement this season. Of course, the men had a dynamic season, which came up short a little quicker than expected at the West Region as the host team. But soccer very much on point at Simon Fraser this year, and the volleyball team as well. What a great story there.
Correct me if I'm wrong, was it not Pomona that knocked the Clan out of the men's soccer regional?
No, you know what though? I don't want to get Pomona and Cal Poly mixed up. Cal Poly though is a D1 program though, right? So yeah, I think it was Pomona. You're right about that.
Just going to log in here and check that out. Just make sure we get a fact check. But yes, of course, we can't forget about the women's volleyball team and the amazing season that they've had. Going to go up to Alaska and participate in the West Region championships there at Anchorage, and going up with the women's basketball team is to kind of change the schedule a little bit so that they could host the tournament there. And it was Cal Poly Pomona that knocked out the Clan in penalty kicks. Wow. Shootout, so down to the wire there, and that was a tough loss for the Clan men, so highly regarded this season, and they did have a great season, so kudos to them on that.
Yeah, that's a tough one for head coach Clint Schneider and company, but a great season in which they were ranked at the very top of the polls throughout a great season. There's now Benton shooting some free throws here. 4:52 remaining in the game. And you mentioned it was a low-scoring game, Z, but just digest the fact that Pomona's been held to 38 points.
Yeah, that would be definitely
through 35 minutes.
A great tribute to the defense of the Clan here, and I'm sure that will be the lowest point total they've given up all season here.
So they're rounding into form. The pass lobbed down low to Beauchamp, back up top to Frage, and this time it's going to be Drinnan. Sophie Swant now looking for a moving Taylor Jackson, and Taylor crashing to the floor, gets called, or will rather draws the foul.
It's like Benton's going to pick up the foul on that one, her first of the game, and Jackson's going to go to the line to shoot 2. As the first one is up and good, putting the Clan back up to 7 of 14 shooting here for back to 50% from the line. So definitely something that they want to work on in practice, if anything, is their free throw shooting. Is that's very important in the game of basketball, especially when it comes down to a close game at the end. You want to be able to knock in those free throws when need be.
Taylor Jackson out of Brookswood Secondary, and she will grow into a huge part of this program. Her teammate Aislinn Koenig is leading North Carolina State minutes played as a pure freshman and is second on the team in scoring for NC State. They're 4-0 on the season. And of course, Jessie Brown, the big three-point shooter from the same team that Taylor was on, one of the top shooters in CIS women's basketball at Trinity Western. So some great talent coming out of that Brookswood program.
Yeah, definitely a storied program with Coach Brown there. Does a great job, and I hadn't had a chance to take a look at Koenig's stats, but thanks for sharing that information. That's impressive. She's
ace of the pack. I tweeted that out yesterday, and it was great response to spread the message about Ace Koenig, because she stepped in, and wow, it's like, just moved right up to the next level and just picking up where she left off.
Yeah, that's why you get players who are stars in high school, and sometimes when they do go down south, they kind of they're forgotten, to be honest with you. Like, people don't think, and the odd time you'll check on them or hear every name, but they're not really that I guess they don't really get followed too much after they go on to their university careers, which is kind of unfortunate at times.
Jumper there by Fradley's not going to go. Shane with the rebound, and she's going to charge up the floor for the Broncos. Great job. Swant almost took that ball away from her. Shane with the basketball. Kicks it back out. Long, deep three ball is going to go, and that's Hall with the basket.
And that's the first three-pointer that the Broncos will knock down here in this game with 3.5 to go.
And they cut it to under 20. It's at 19 points right now for the Clan. Bit of Canadian University flavor, having back-to-back against the same foes, and they're going to meet tomorrow. There's Taylor Jackson falling to the floor as she makes the basket. 21-point Clan lead, 3 minutes remaining. Cal Poly up here for 2 games against this Clan team. Simon Fraser, though, getting it back, and Drinnan gets it punched out of her hands, but she recovers it. Shane took a swat at it, knocked it away, but Taylor chases it down and gets it back, feeds Taylor in the post. Jackson, the turnaround shot's not going to go. She might have forced that one, and I think she heard it from the coach. There is Swan doing what she does best as well. You really see, when you start to add up the grit factor of players willing to get to the floor and wrestle for loose balls, you can close your mind's eye and see Sophie doing it. Now you can see Nabucco loving to do that. Jackson is taking charges. Kett loves to take them as well.
Yeah, and we saw Swan do that all year last year, and she came into a unique situation where she had to play those minutes off the bench, and she was just amazing. There's so many times that we alluded to her with her rebounding abilities or just her scrappiness on the floor, and right there again we see that that's continuing on into the season.
All driving against Taylor on the baseline. Ball will go to Simon Fraser. They're locking it down here defensively. 45 points allowed in 38 minutes. So a solid effort here defensively by Simon Fraser. And a big key here for the Clansy is that with all the combinations they put on the floor, they've maintained that defensive presence pretty much throughout this game.
Yeah, it's not often you're going to be able to hold a team to 45 or however many they score, but it's going to be a low-scoring affair, and their defense has played really well here today. And then obviously offensively they've been able to put up just close to 70 points here, but they've just had a really good all-around game, and obviously playing at home, they feel comfortable here, and they're going to find their bearings here. They haven't been home for 8 games, so they're probably happy to be here and play in front of the home crowd.
Hall with a nice basket there. Here's Drinnan, little head fake, cross-court pass to Rachel Fradley. Sophie Swant now with the basketball. They love to feed Taylor on the block. Swant with a jumper for 3 is going to go off the back iron and into the hands of the Broncos.
The Clan just moving the ball around and trying to run the clock here. They want to really take any shots early in the shot clock, as this game is obviously kind of decided now, and they just want to run the clock and escape injury and just move on to tomorrow's game.
They find the easy number situation down the floor, and Fradley gives it up to Taylor for the layup. 68-47, Simon Fraser.
And that'll be the 17th assist for the Clan, so obviously sharing the ball. They've hit 28 shots in total, and 17 of those have been assisted on. So definitely moving the ball around as they usually do and finding that open look.
And talk about what they've done with second chance points as well. You can account for the rest of those made baskets as a jumper from the top. And that was number 24, Marshanique Hall. Timeout on the floor here, 43 seconds left in this basketball game.
As the Broncos take a full timeout here, maybe want to just regroup and discuss, maybe look at running a play here in the last minute and just kind of get ready for tomorrow. Obviously they'll have some things to talk about over dinner tonight, but they'll see how they come back and rebound tomorrow.
Well, it's going to be interesting, Z. The tenor in this building this season for the big games on the GNAC schedule for the women. Let's consider that Anchorage went right to the Division II final last year nationally, and boy, what a presence they are in Western Washington as well. You bring those teams in here against this Clan team, and there's special moments ahead. I mean, the atmosphere is going to be electric. It's going to seem like playoff basketball right off the hop.
Absolutely. And, the first big test they're going to get is going to be on the road at Anchorage. So their first GNAC game, is going to be on the road there. But then obviously we're going to see Western Washington in the new year on the 17th, and then Anchorage will come up again as the last game. So they start off with Anchorage on the road, and they end the GNAC season with Anchorage at home. So good bookends for the season.
That is tremendous scheduling. I love that. We're down to 36 seconds left in this game. And certainly we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast on Clan TV. Got to thank everybody on our Clan crew here for bringing you the game, from our photographers to our cameramen to everybody working up in the corner of this building, making sure everything is working. Gabe Lynn, of course, the mastermind here. New camera angles in this gym this year, new camera tower at one corner that's giving you a nice view of what's happening here. And we should, as we get down to our last few seconds, pass along thanks to all of them, our sponsors as well. 17 seconds left here for Simon Fraser before winning their 7th straight game. They're going to go to 7-1 on the season. As Fradgley gets the ball, we're down to 5 seconds left. Rachel might just hold it here. Shane tries to knock it away, goes to Taylor Jackson, and that's going to do it. 68-50, it's an 18-point win. Simon Fraser, full value for the victory here tonight. A deep and talented group that had been hyped throughout the off-season, answers in definitive fashion here. The rookies impressive, the veterans, and the return of number 15, Meg Wilson, to this lineup has made this Simon Fraser team look absolutely imposing. And they had a great effort here tonight.
Yeah, no, they played really well on both ends of the floor, so very, very impressive. On both ends, and it's going to be a great season ahead. And it's nice to see them here on the home floor.
Tomorrow's game, 12 noon. Steve Frost, Zahid Valley Hashem will have the call for you on Clan TV. And pretty interesting in terms of coming backs. Z, you've seen a lot of Canadian University basketball in your time, and things can change over one sleep when you're playing the same opponent the next day. So we'll see what Poly Pomona has in store in terms of changes, tweaks to their lineup tomorrow. We'll run through the numbers really quickly for you and let you know that a rookie led the team in scoring today. She was 8 of 11 from the field. Ozzy Nabucco, 19 points for the Simon Fraser Clan, wearing number 32. You had to be impressed with Ozzy's game here today. Meg Wilson with 12 points on 5 of 10 shooting. Ellen Kett, 11 points, hit 3 triples, and was 3rd scoring leader on this Clan team. Taylor Jackson came on with 9 points as well. The rest of the Clan scorers, Rachel Fradgley with 6, Tia Sang with 4, Taylor Drennan with 3, and Sophie Swant with 4. Leading rebounder with 6 apiece, Sam Beauchamp and Rachel Fradgley. On the other side of the ledger, 17 points from Marshanique Hall are going to lead the way for Cal Poly Pomona. Alyssa Benton with 10 points, 8 points for Priscilla Brooks. Some of the numbers in terms of team totals that are interesting to look at. Simon Fraser with a 25-10 edge in points off turnovers, a 16-5 edge in second chance points, a 10-0 advantage in fast break points, a 16-12 advantage in bench points, and as they rallied inside, a 40-32 edge in points in the paint. So we want to thank everybody as we sign off here before tomorrow. Our thanks, as always, to executive producer Steve Frost, producer engineer Gabe Lynn, my broadcast partner Zahid Valley Hashem, and everybody else here from the West Gym. Howard Samura bidding farewell, and tune in tomorrow at 12 noon for more Clan women's basketball on Clan TV.